Collins with WC Knives. Today I wanted to talk to you about the evolution of the Woodpecker, my design for a pack machete. And the only one I don't have here is the brush popper, or brush buster, which you've seen pictures of that and you've seen it on my videos. So I don't have one that's made. So anyway, I sell those pretty fast. But from my right to your left, or from your left to your right, and my right to my left, this is where it all started. This is an old Foster's meat cleaver that I just reshaped to what I thought or considered would be a great camp knife, and it really is. It's a very good heavy-duty 1/4-inch steel knife that's well balanced. I just love it. I still use it quite often today. But holds an edge very well. Has a very high convex grind. But that's where it started at. The next in the evolution is the one that you've seen on eBay. This is the one that's currently, or was listed on eBay. I let it expire. But I'm gonna list this one on eBay, this identical knife, and sell it because it's outdated. But there's been several people watching it, so I'll reduce the price down and go ahead and get it out of the inventory. So, but that's the Generation 1 Woodpecker. Then I was playing with some designs, and I came up with this one. And this is the one that, if you watch my videos of the camp that I'm going to do later on this week, tonight and tomorrow we're expecting some severe storms, so kind of hold off. I don't want to fight all that and try to video too. So we're going to wait till after the storms, then we're going to head upriver. But this is the one you're going to see me using on camp, and it has about a 7 7/8 inch blade. Handle is 7 inches, but it's well balanced. It feels good in the hand. You can choke up on it. I left these little knobbies here so that you could hold on to it up close. Just a short little blade, but it's actually more of a big knife than it is a machete. And the idea was to have a pack machete. So Wes at Big Beaver Trails, let me make sure I get it right here, at Big Beaver Creek Trading. Wes, this is your knife, and this is the final result of the Woodpecker Generation 3. Now I'm going to readjust the camera. We're going to get a close-up of this knife. I do need to clean it up. I just made the sheath for it, and it's in the box over there. But we're going to get a close-up of it, and I'll explain all the features to it and how it works and the thought process behind it. So hang with me, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, I'm back. This is the new, latest, and greatest version of the Woodpecker, WC Knives Woodpecker. Made out of 1/8 inch 1095 steel. Blade on it is right at 9 inches, a little over 9, about 9 1/16. Handle is about 6.5 inches. The width on the handle, this portion here, is about 1 3/8. And let's start at the tip and just kind of go through the thought process behind it. The tip, I extended it a little bit from the older one. Let me get it. I'll show you side-by-side comparisons. See, I kind of extended the tip on the new one a little bit, made it a little bit longer, so it's more of a point get in there and get those fireboards done. You always need a very solid tip for skinning, and it still has something to hold on to. Place your finger up there, get in there and do those belly cuts and whatever you need to do during a survival situation. But I extended it out, it's a little bit longer, so kind of help out on that. It has quite a bit of belly. The other one had some belly, but this one I kept the belly because you always need the belly to when you're chopping firewood or whatever you want to do, is so that your knife blade hits what you're chopping before your hand does. So if you see it, your hand's up out of the way, and you still have enough belly in the blade to hit what you're chopping at. Let me adjust the camera and I'll kind of give you a demonstration here right quick. If I can find a stick. Okay. See, you want the knife to hit what you're trying to split before your hand does. So it just gives you an extra room there. Okay, now the hump, I mean, we talked about the hump, and this is where it gets its name, the woodpecker, because it kind of looks like a woodpecker. Here's the beak, and there's his head. You can picture an eye right here. But anyway, that serves a purpose as well. It gives you something to hold on to use as a draw knife. And I'll get into the blade here, the actual edge here, in just a second. But that hump, it just gives you a comfortable place to put your hand, and your heel of your hand, this is deep enough to where you're not really concerned about getting cut. So that's what that hump's there for, and also it gives it a little bit of weight forward for when you're chopping. Now the back of the blade is 90 degrees, so it'll throw sparks from a ferrocerium rod like you wouldn't believe. I left one part of the blade right down here straight so that it would act as a great draw knife. So when you're planing wood or trying to make that bow stave or canoe paddle, or just peeling limbs to make a table or whatever you're doing, to make tent stakes, I mean, I just go on and on and on. That's what that straight part of the blade is for, is to use as a draw knife. Now there is a slight curve right here, and that's when you choke up on the knife. When you get up here real close, then you can do that fine cutting, and it kind of just draws the blade into whatever you're trying to cut because of that upswept part of the blade. So let's get to the handle. Now this handle has changed considerably from the first one. The more I used the first one, I didn't like it because it would, if you didn't watch it, you would get into the blade very, very easily. And I know I said in the video, if you needed a guard, you probably didn't need that knife, but I revised it because I didn't like it either. It's a great knife. If you watch what you're doing, it'll do everything that this one will do. It's just that this one has a few more features, like the extended tip, and the handle is different. I stopped the grind right here, so you have a little bit of a choil right here, so it protects the finger. In addition, there's swells on either side of the handle, but it does still slope. And the reason it does that is so if you grab it up here at the top, you still can choke up on the knife and do those fine cuts. Okay? But if you want to do bushcraft cuts, then you know that those chest lever type cuts, you have a place for your thumb to rest comfortably down to the blade. So you can still use it in a lot of those bushcraft cuts. Now the balance of this knife is just a little bit weight forward, but it's about right there at the beginning of the W. That's the balance of it. So once you choke up on the knife, it doesn't feel like a big knife. It feels more like a medium-sized knife. Now the palm, you know me, I like comfortable knives. I don't like anything that's going to give me blisters. So that's my design on a handle. Pretty much all of my knives have a design similar to that. The palm swell, if you will, is just a little bit far back compared to my other knives, and that's because if you grab it like this with the palm swell, you more than likely you're going to use it as a chopping knife or a machete. So that's the reason that the palm swell is a little bit further back than most of my other knives. Now let's get to the pommel or the heel of the knife. It has a little bit bigger swell at the bottom. And I had the Uku in mind, the Scandinavian knife. How that one's used is you use your fingers and it just gives you its speed to help cut. And that's what I left that portion there for. Is so that when you get back here you can use speed to cut those nasty briars and small vines that just bounce away off of an axe or a heavy bladed machete. Well, this one it won't do that because you're using speed along with a razor edge to cut those vines before they can bounce out of the way. The lanyard hole I put at the bottom, and I don't know, you guys tell me whether you like that or not. I did it on a couple of them, and the reason I did that is because when you use a lanyard, well, let me show you on the other one here that I'm going to use in the camp. When you use a lanyard, usually you let it fold down like this and put your hand in there, and that way it acts as a guard, a D guard. Okay, this lanyard's a little bit too big for this, but pretend it's a smaller lanyard. But it acts as a guard, okay? And you still can use it as a normal lanyard on a machete. Okay, now let's talk about the edge for just a second. This edge is a convex. It's a Scandi to a less, probably a 32nd of an inch on the edge. And then I used a loose belt to finish it off to make it kind of a more of a convex grind. And it has a micro secondary bevel so you can sharpen it in the field. Sharpening a true convex where it goes to zero is a little difficult. I've never mastered it. Some of you out there may have to do that in the field, but to me it's a difficult thing to do. But I don't know, I'm sure there's somebody else out there that's mastered it and doesn't think it's that difficult. But I do. So anyway, it has the secondary bevel on it, just so that you can touch it up in the field, either with a diamond rod or a diamond sharpener. But that's pretty much the thought process behind it. Like I say, this one's going to Wes. This is your knife, Wes. I'm going to list it on eBay as you order it and I'll make it type deal. The first design, the prototype, or the first generation, this one, and just kind of give you a comparison side by side here, is going to be listed on eBay as for sale. This one here, along with the sheath, and I'll probably list it for about $100 or so. So anyway, and this is the final version. I don't see any more changes to this. I've used this knife, Wes, you're gonna love it. This is a fantastic knife. But I've used this knife and I don't see any improvements at this point. Somebody, after they use it for a while, they may have some suggestions. That's good suggestions, I don't know. But I think it's a very good design. Some may want to move the lanyard hole up into the center, and if you order one, tell me that and I'll do that. That's not a big deal. But it will come with a PVC sheath. If you don't want the PVC sheath, I'll knock $20 off of it. But if you do want the PVC sheath, it's going to come with that. The new price on this, I mean, it takes me forever to grind this handle because I start with 1-inch material blocks on either side, and it's red oak. It took me all day to do two of these handles, all day yesterday, 4 hours each. So, I mean, so this knife is probably going to be listed at about $125 with the PVC sheath. It's just a fantastic knife. It really is. I think it is going to be a great addition to your kit. So anyway, later on this week, after the storms, it looks like it's about to get ready to rain now. After the storms, you're going to see me using this one, and the only difference is this one is the blade. The blade is a little bit longer. It's about an inch longer on the final product. This one here, I didn't realize it till after I made it that it resembles the Chris Kane Companion quite a bit. Handle's a lot different. I think my handles are a whole lot better than his. His is very small. If you look at it in somebody's hand, it looks real small. But the blade is very similar. It doesn't have this high profile like I got, but has a very similar blade. So, great minds think alike, huh? Go figure. But anyway, you'll see me using this one on camp, and I'll show you the uses. It's the same thing as the new Woodpecker. It's just that this one has a little bit longer blade, about a 9-inch blade, and the handle on this one is got a little bit deeper swell here, which I don't know. You may like that, I'm not sure, but you get the same result out of this handle. So anyway, I hope you like the new design. I sure do. I think it's been a tremendous improvement, and it's going to be a fantastic item to your kit. Like I said, it's going to be a huge seller. Well, I appreciate you watching, and if I have time tomorrow, I've got one more handle to put on, and I've got a couple more knives I'm going to list on eBay. Big knives. One of them is shaped, well, we'll just leave that as a surprise. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate your views, your comments. Appreciate all your support. The knife sales that we've done over the past 30 to 40 days has been phenomenal. The orders, the special orders that's come in has been great. I appreciate that. So I appreciate your interest, and my hobby has turned into a job. I don't know if I like that or not. Well, anyway, it's been great. I appreciate it, guys. And we'll catch you on the next one. We may have one tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how the weather cooperates and if I can get that handle on in time. But thanks for watching. Get out there. Practice all this bushcraft stuff. Take band-aids. Lots of knives. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.